It's official. As the Memphis Grizzlies look ahead to next season, it looks like one familiar bench piece will not be back. And I'm talking about that guy right there, Luke Kennard. His downfall absolutely needs to be studied. Where did he go wrong? Where did we go wrong? And I'll also give my 2 cents on days 1 and 2 of Grizzlies draft night. What's going on, everybody? Jaren Jackson here for another episode of Grizzlies Digest. So good to be back with you, working for the weekend here because we got so much content we want to bring out to you guys. We want to engage with you guys. We love you all hitting that subscribe button. Free 99, as Tristan always says. We want you to hit that subscribe button because we got a lot of people watching these videos. 92.9, basically 93% of you watching these videos are not subscribed to the channel. 7% of you are subscribed. Thank you so much to those that are. We want to get to 1K subscribers so we can get not just more content out to you, but hopefully maybe some live streams once the regular season kicks off. So let's try and balance out that subscribe bubble down below, and we'll get into the content right now. And we're talking about Javon Small for a second. Now, why am I showing you Javon Small's number? Why am I showing you Cedric Coward's number? Why am I showing you Meshack's number? Well, I'm specifically showing you Javon Small's number because of this guy right here. Luke Kennard, he also wears number 10, and this basically signals that Luke Kennard will not be back for next season. Now you think, Jared, you go through so many reports and so many rumors and trades, updates, and why are you talking about this? Well, this signifies the downfall that we all pretty much believed from the get-go. And the NBA, ladies and gentlemen, is such an unfair league. And that's just how professional sports is. You're not remembered by what you do from 2022. You're not remembered by what you do in October and November of the season. You're remembered by what you do in March and April, May, June, if you get that far. And Kennard was just not shooting at a consistent rate at all. And this pretty much proves what we all thought. That Luke Kennard he just had the worst downfall at the worst possible time. And I think that if he had had a slump, like let's say in the middle of the season, kind of picked his shooting back up late in the season, I feel like he would still have a spot on this team. But because he looked just so unplayable in the last 2 months of the regular season, and he wasn't really providing much defense at all, it pretty much signified the beginning of the end for Luke Kennard. And that's just unfortunate because I like Kennard. I think he's a consistent shooter whenever he can be. I think he's an amazing threat offensively whenever he's shooting the ball lights out. But his downfall was just so... his downfall needs to be studied because his downfall was just so bad to the point where we looked at the last 2 months of this regular season and go, we cannot keep this guy. And sometimes that happens in the NBA. You're not recognized by what you do in the first couple months of the regular season. You're recognized by what you do in April and May and June. It's just an unfortunate league. Your most important game is always your next one. And for his most important games of the Grizzlies' regular season, he flopped. He looked completely unplayable. And we cannot keep this guy. But going into his stats for a little bit, again, 6'5", 29 years old, can still very well play in this league, just not with Memphis. 8.9 points a game, 2.8 rebounds a game, 3.3 assists per game, and then field goal percentage 47%, three-point percentage 43%. So we're going into kind of the details of how he looked, and this is kind of how he looked. But I don't want to completely blame him because it's not all his fault. I blame everybody on the Grizzlies team for just not being organized defensively. They could score at a very high rate offensively. They could score it with 20 seconds on the shot clock. But they couldn't play defense. It didn't matter. And that's why you got Cedric Coward. That's why you got Javon Small. That's why you got Meshack. Because you want to focus on defense. That's why you got Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Very championship veteran 3-and-D guy. But you don't have Luke Kennard because he's not KCP, unfortunately. That's just the cold, hard truth. I think that Kennard's a great shooter. I think he can be sometimes a very much better shooter than KCP on a lot of nights. But the point is, if you're not a 3-and-D guy in this league, it's really hard for you to get by just shooting consistently. And in today's NBA, that you might think, wow, that's crazy. But that's just what it is. It's the best league in the world. It's that competitive. Going back to Kennard now, as Matt Infield basically says here, also thinks Small getting the number 10 is the unofficial farewell to Luke Kennard. And that's why we're bringing this video out to you, because that pretty much signals that he's gone. And it's a sign that we all saw for plenty of time now. And also, as Etienne Catalan says, the NBA numerologist, as he calls himself, Javon Small will wear number 10 for the Grizzlies, number last worn by Luke Kennard in 2025. So that's, I think Javon Small is an excellent piece. 6'2", so he's going to have to work a little bit to find himself in the league, but I think he's a very quick guy off the dribble. I think he can create his own. But how is his defense? Because Grizzlies, they got to get better on defense. Got to get better. I mean, that's why Luke Kennard's probably not coming back. Because, again, you can shoot the ball consistently, but where are you going to be at the other end of the court? Got to have defense. So that's about Luke Kennard. My 2 cents about the NBA draft is simply this. I think day one went phenomenal. As you look here on this, Grizzlies season grading each draft pick: Cedric Howard an A, Javon Small A-, Meshack B-, overall grade they say B+. I think day one of draft night was absolutely phenomenal. They got Cedric Howard, they got their guy. However, getting Cedric Howard has its own risk. And I'll tell you why. Because the Memphis Grizzlies, they swapped for just 5 picks sooner. Gave up a first-round pick. Gave up 2 second-round picks. That means that Zach Kleiman was really in on Cedric Howard and no one else. He made sure that they got Cedric Howard. And he doesn't have much Washington State experience. He doesn't have much D1 experience. But the way he worked out is probably how Zach Kleiman had hoped his college career would have gone. But he has an amazing story. We can't forget about that. I mean, this is literally grit and grind to the fullest. I mean, he goes from D3 all the way to D1 to the 11th spot in the NBA draft. I mean, that's incredible. That's an incredible story. One of the best stories, I think, in this whole draft period. And I think he's going to be a great piece. I think he has great length for his size. He could be the next Desmond Bane for all we know. Now, I don't want to put that pedestal on him just yet because he's going to be a young kid. He's going to be a rookie in this league. But this team, I don't exactly know which direction they're going. Are they trying to just get younger, build younger guys around Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson, but you went and got KCP? Are you looking to get another veteran piece to get with Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr.? I don't know. But all I know is Zach Kleiman was all in on Coward. And I get that. But in the process, you just moved up 5 spots and gave up first-round pick and 2 second-round picks. That's a lot for a guy who doesn't have a lot of D1 experience. So, I think that, or Washington State experience, I should say. So, I think that's a risk of itself, and we'll see how it plays out. But I think Howard was the guy. I think he's a phenomenal player. I think he should have a phenomenal career. And I think, again, it's another steal for the Memphis Grizzlies. My only point was trading those assets for that guy that didn't play that much at Washington State. But again, great length, great shooter, and he provides defense. He said that his mentality is going to be defense, which is what Memphis badly needs. They need defense. So I think a phenomenal guy, Phenomenal young kid. But again, was it worth it for those assets to give up? That's my question. But that's going to do it for us today. Jared Alatorre saying thank you so much for watching this episode of Grizzlies Digest. If you did like this video, you can like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Me and Tristan will have so much content coming your way for the weeks to come, because we still got a whole off season to go. We got trades coming, and they're coming fast. Free agency tracker on the rise as we speak. So we will be here covering it for Grizzlies Digest. You don't want to miss it, and want to get to 1K. And because of you, we will get there. So thank you so much for all those who have helped us out with that. Jared Alatorre saying so long. Thank you so much. Peace. Have a good weekend.